just feel overwhelmed. I this whole day literally is probably the most divine timing out of any of the things within this challenge, because we're focusing on EFT, emotional regulation. I am emotionally dysregulated right now. Like, I'm trying to whisper because Axel is in his bed and I don't want, God forbid, I don't want to wake up that baby. But I just feel overwhelmed. This week, my husband has been home late pretty much every night. He's a teacher, but he works at a school an hour away, and if there's traffic, then it could be like an hour and a half, and he's already like finishing late as it is because they've got all of these different things going on. It's just a lot when you're looking after like the babies and things like that. And I've had, which is amazing, I'm not complaining at all, but like I've had one-to-one Voxer clients, and that I put like a lot of energy into these things, right? I look at their human design chart, I look at their business, like I'm listening to their story, their experiences, their journey, like their triggers, and like amalgamating all of that into, this is what you do as a business that's going to feel really freaking good for you when you do it, and it's going to really activate you and other people. And I love what I do. It's just a lot. And I think the thing, I've voice noted my coach about this earlier, the thing that's come up for me is like a little bit of self-sabotaging actually. And it's so funny because obviously I'm doing this 14-day spiritual challenge, and it's like my own challenge. I've put it on for myself, and I hit a point where I voice noted my coach, and I literally said to her, I'm so fed up of all of this spiritual fluffy bullshit. And the reason for it is because I can completely feel like I've hit this valley of despair, and I'm self-sabotaging. There's a big aspect of my design where a challenge that I really have to overcome in this lifetime is this idea that I can't be still. Everything is kind of like harder. It can't be as easy as I want it to be. Things are going to be hard. Like this is different from putting in hard work. I will work 3 days straight on something that really lights me up. Like that's the sacral generated energy within me. But there's a difference between that and it feeling like it's giving me energy in the process versus hard work that just burns you out and stresses you and just feels overwhelming. There's that aspect of my chart where it's like the struggle, and it's a big challenge for me to overcome because there's a lot of my abundance and money codes, if you want to talk about it like that, within my human design that says everything comes to me when I lean into ease. But we're not raised like that, are we? So there's a lot of conditioning that comes up, and even with like this challenge, I've really found myself self-sabotaging because I've hit this valley of despair where I'm just like at the bottom. If you think about the emotional cycle of change, you start off a project and you're super excited, you're really like amped up, got a lot of energy for it, and then you start doing the thing and you go down to this next step and it's like, oh, this is a little bit spicy, this is a little bit different than I thought it was going to be. We start off with things with like this optimism, but like blind optimism. And then you hit this point and you're like, oh, okay. And then you go down again, you hit the valley of despair because you're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Maybe the results haven't happened the way you thought they were going to be, or whatever the case may be, you've hit this valley of despair. And the only thing between that and success up here is this little step. And this little step is literally learn a new skill, speak to someone that can help you, give you a perspective shift. That's literally all you need to do. But the amount of people who get to that valley of despair and they're like, I just can't see how I can get up to that top hill, and they quit and they start again and they go back to the start of the cycle. And I can really identify myself doing this even with my own spiritual challenge. Like, I feel that not self of my design really trying to resist it being easy. Something that I really want to manifest, and I wrote it on my money spell, was £5,000. And I've been thinking and meditating on it every night and just imagining like, oh my God, what that money would do, and what I'd buy and what it would do for us. And it just feels so nice. And then that part of me is like, nope, we're never going to have it. Nope, it's not come in yet. No, it's not arrived yet, so that means, you know, it's never going to come. And my emotions are really dysregulating as part of that. And something that I've massively learned along the way is that my emotional solar plexus is pretty much the key to me manifesting, and I have it undefined within my human design. And I have one gate that comes out of my solar plexus, and it's literally this theme of one bad emotion or one low emotion takes me on this roller coaster, and it's very, very difficult to hit the stop button on it. So, like I said, EFT coming today is at a right time, and it's just so insane to me, like what human design does for awareness. You know, I'm able to catch myself in the self-sabotage. I was very much not going to do this vlog because it's now, you know, after 6 o'clock, and I was thinking to myself, there's just no point now, I may as well just miss it. And then the thoughts were coming up of how disappointed in myself I was because I'd been consistent with things and I was really enjoying it, and I know how much other people are enjoying these videos. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm not going to let myself do that. I'm not going to let myself self-sabotage. I'm going to get this video out there, and even if it's a 5-minute video, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to do it. So here I am, showing up for my goals, and I'm not letting myself sabotage get the better of me. And I'm going to do the EFT, emotional freedom technique. It's all about tapping on the points, the meridian points that help you regulate. And it's a really great tool actually, because the whole point of it is to allow you to recognize the emotion and to feel it. Whereas a lot of practices, when we feel dysregulated or anything, it's kind of like, okay, focus on how you want to feel and think about that. And we don't typically let ourselves feel a low emotion. If we feel sad or angry or scarcity or fear, we typically don't let ourselves feel it. But the whole point of EFT is to be like, okay, I feel scared. I feel like my business is going to be a failure. I feel like I'm self-sabotaging. I feel like I'm never going to manifest that money that I want. And then once you've felt that and you've done that a few rounds, you then go in and you start saying, you know, but I'm going to reframe this. You know, these are challenges. These are just obstacles. I've overcome obstacles in the past. Look at all of the obstacles I've overcome. Look at the challenges that I've overcome. And then you start to go down and you're like, I feel abundant. I'm calling in money. I see multiple streams of income. I see money coming to me from all sources. And you start to go around it and you acknowledge the feeling so it no longer has any control over you. And then you work through it to start to elevate it. And then you start to allow yourself to feel the good emotions, the positive emotions. And I just think it's the most amazing tool. There's lots of different YouTube sources out there that you can do this on. Gabby Bernstein does some really great ones. You can do tapping on almost anything as well. There's a really great app. I need to Google the name of it. I'll put it in here if I find it. And it has EFT meditations for pretty much every emotion, every feeling. You can do them to call in money, to call in abundance, so many different things. Like it's truly, truly amazing. But I highly recommend that you try that today. I think it's a really great thing to do before you go to bed first thing in the morning anyway. So I did one this morning whilst Axel was pottering about. I just really need some more now. So I will leave you there and see you tomorrow. For day 8, I can't believe we are over halfway in the challenge now. It's been exciting. I'm glad I've had this awareness. So if anyone else is feeling the self-sabotage of like, what's the point? I'm not going to keep up with it. Maybe you have this subconscious belief that it has to be harder than life actually needs to be. And if that's the case, then dig into your human design and see if you have that gate 38. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and follow me on social media. I would love to connect with people. Genuinely, that is the one thing I want in my life, is to feel connected to people. So please don't be afraid to send me a DM or a comment, and I will see you tomorrow.